Okay, so has everyone looked at Patty's profile?
Yes.
Okay, so basically with literacy, she needs a resource room. She really struggles in literacy, as you read. I'm just going to go over it briefly. Math, she's average. She needs in-class support. Social studies, she's also average. So with both social studies and math, she'll be in the general education room, but Laura, you as the special ed teacher, are going to have to modify her lessons and make sure she's doing well. And then science and special, she's fine on her own. So basically, I just want to go over any questions or concerns that you guys feel you have with introducing her into your classrooms.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So what will she be pulled out for the resource room? Because I really think that she would benefit from inclusion and to be included in as many subjects as she can be.
Okay, well, she was in a resource room previously for literacy, and that was the only thing that she'll be pulled out for, and also speech. She needs assistance in that area, but she is dyslexic, so she has really hard time reading and writing and speaking in front of her peers because of all of this. So we were thinking that we would pull her out into a resource room so that you can instruct her with like Orton Gillingham or tools that you have in your special ed.
And as a speech teacher, I'm willing to come into your class and help you out any way you need to.
Okay.
Just I'll let you know my schedule and we can arrange a time so she doesn't have to come to my room.
Okay. Perfect.
I'm just a little concerned as the general ed teacher. I've never had inclusion before in my classroom. I've never encountered anybody with dyslexia. I've never had to teach anybody with that, and I've had no kind of training.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just concerned of what kind of supports I'll have and how I'm supposed to handle this child with dyslexia when I've had no kind of training.
And we recognize that. That's why Laura's going to be coming in to support you, and you guys can meet and at future meetings when she actually is about to come into the classroom, we can talk about what you need specifically. But we're going to have workshops to train on information about dyslexia and programs that can be used, whatever you guys feel you need necessary.
So will I be in charge of modifying lesson plans if I've had no kind of
No, you won't. You're going to write your lesson plans as you normally would, and Laura is going to take them. You guys can meet together, and she's going to be modifying them for her.
And on the issue of Orton Gillingham and integrating that into her instruction, I need some Orton Gillingham training. Am I allowed to have access to that? Those programs?
We're going to have to request it. We're going to have to talk to the principal and see what he can do, and then we'll have to have a workshop and get that training in place before she gets here. Because I think that everyone needs Orton Gillingham. That's what she was using at her old school, and it's been working really well with her, so we should definitely continue it. Is there any other questions?
Yes, about Orton Gillingham. So then will I be trained as well, just in case, someone else is in there as a special ed teacher, so I'll be trained?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to put into place like a whole school-wide training of Orton Gillingham. I think that everyone should know it, just in case we get more children with dyslexia. But yes, you will be trained in that area. So, and we'll have to pay for it for everyone to be trained and just get educated on everything for her.
So will Laura be with me full time all the time that she's in my classroom?
No, she won't. So Laura's going to pull her out for the literacy aspect, and then she's going to be in the classroom with you for math and social studies. But she does really well with science, so she shouldn't need any support.
I'm just not sure that I'm comfortable being in the room by myself when I've had no training or when I haven't encountered people with special needs. I think that if she's going to be in my classroom, that I'm going to need an aid.
Okay.
And as I said, I'm here to help Laura in the resource room, Ms. Parker, and I'm also here to help you as well in your classroom. Just, we'll coordinate schedules. I'm willing to work and integrate speech strategies into your classroom. I know a lot of my background's in pre-referral strategies.
Yeah, we can also see how she does in science, and if you really think that she's struggling and she's starting to get behind, we're going to have to put something into place regardless. And if you feel you need support, then we'll have to get an aid and bring her in. So.
Okay, not to interrupt, but it's been 5 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So we should move on to our next topic.
Okay. All right, so the next topic of this meeting is the specifics that's going to be going on in the inclusion classroom, the resource room, and the speech. So I just want everyone to know exactly what they're going to be doing with their responsibilities and involvement with Patty. So first, we're going to go over inclusion. Obviously, as we went over, she's going to be included in the math, social studies, and science, fully inclusion. So, but she does need in-class support with math and social studies. So, as we said, Laura, you're going to be coming into this room and you're going to be working with her. So, do you guys have a time where you can meet to go over lesson plans? Because you're going to be modifying what you're making for these classes.
I mean, after school works for me, if that works for you.
On certain days.
Okay, well, if you let me know your schedule.
Okay, yeah, I can email it to you.
And now you have full training on how to modify lessons and everything for her.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So do either of you have any questions specifically about modifying math and social studies lessons?
I'm just concerned that if she's doing all the modification and I'm the one who's teaching, what's like the role in the classroom?
Yeah.
Like, am I going to be expected to teach these modifications to her when I've had no training?
Yeah, I understand. Basically, what's going to happen is you're going to meet together and discuss what you feel that she can do and can't do and how you're going to modify it so that she can be successful in your classroom. And Laura's going to be there to support her and teach her as much as she can without interrupting you. But what we're going to have to do is establish some sort of co-teaching environment so that you feel comfortable modifying for specifically her. In your instruction, you're really not going to have to modify unless she needs some sort of like worksheet printed out and notes up front for her. You're going to go about your lessons normally. So that's what I would do in the beginning. And if she really isn't doing well in that environment, then we're going to have to change it a little bit. But Laura's really going to be modifying and being close to her, making sure she's understanding, and maybe pull her out of the full instruction to help her understand it.
Okay.
And we also have the speech teacher here, so she could come in.
And willing to help.
Yes, so we can have her come in if there's any issues, or even meet with both of you to modify the lessons for her. Okay, so now, is there anything else you want to talk about with the in-class support? Or can we move on to the resource room?
No, we can move on.
Okay. So for the resource room, she's going to be pulled out for the literacy, and we're going to use the Orton Gillingham after we receive the training. So, Laura, do you have any questions or want to discuss anything about her being in the room?
Well, do you know about how many students I'll have, or if it will be one-on-one time, or?
We'd like to do one-on-one time, but if it doesn't fit into the schedule, then we're going to have to put her into one of your other resource classes. Currently, who are you teaching? Like, how many kids do you have?
Depends throughout the day. I can have up to as many as 6 by myself.
Okay.
So that may get a little hectic, especially if she's, needs more attention because of her dyslexia.
Okay. Yeah, we will work her into your schedule, and it'll coincide with your schedule just so she's not missing any subjects. Have you ever used Orton Gillingham?
No.
No? Okay. All right, we'll have to put that into place. Okay, so is there any other questions about the resource room?
No.
Okay. All right, so for the speech, she needs to visit with you 3 times a week. So we're going to have to put that into your schedule. Just
Individually?
Because it's severe. Yes.
Okay, so me coming into the resource room and coming into the general classroom will be outside of that 3 times?
Yes, if you can. I mean, if we have time, if they need support in the beginning, like you're not going to have to
No,
be
I
mandated.
completely understand. I just, I understand it is going to be a tight schedule, but
Yeah.
and I may need to meet with her in a group setting, but
Okay.
we can work that out,
Because
in
her
the
parents
general
really
education
are.
classroom.
They're pushing for individual sessions, and I know that's a lot. So we'll have to see what your schedule can fit. 'Cause I know
Pacify
you
the
meet.
parents. I can do 3 times a week
Okay.
for her individual. I can do that, and then
Okay.
I
Great.
can abide by that.
And have you ever